Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are in the world. I wanted to create a quick impromptu video announcement for you because I've been receiving many questions from people looking to join my Patreon and from current members who've heard of these increases in charges from Patreon that are going to be starting in November. First and foremost, this 30% increase in charges is not going to affect anyone who has joined Patreon before the month of November. This 30% increase is an Apple tax. It's an extra tax that Apple charges anyone who is buying apps via their App Store, via their iOS, for basically doing nothing and just charging people through their App Store. This 30% extra doesn't go to Patreon, it doesn't go to me, it goes to Apple for basically doing nothing. And Apple has been adding this extra tax to all of the apps that you buy via their App Store, but Patreon were exempt from this tax. And now Apple decided to remove that exception. And this is why Patreon is having this increase. I want to encourage you to stop paying for things via your phone and via app stores whenever possible. Because if you started your subscription payments for anything via your phone and via an app store, you're very likely paying more than what you would pay if you would have started your payments via the company's website that you're looking to enjoy. You would be paying less if you had started your subscription payments via the company's website that you're actually trying to enjoy, instead of via the app that you're getting through someone else's, through a third party's payment process app store. I'm going to be linking to a video from Hank Green down below in which he explains all of this better than I do, and he actually does this entire research bit where he creates this graph and he places a whole bunch of different companies making their products and services and memberships and whatnot available via both their website and an app store, and you can see the differences in how much you're being charged when you actually pay for your membership via the website and via the App Store. And you'll notice that almost all of those have an increase if you pay for those subscriptions via your phone. Whether you're thinking of joining someone's Patreon or you're thinking of joining any other type of subscription service for that matter where they have an app, see if you can make that first payment via the company's website and not an app store. So instead of going to the Patreon app, you go to www.patreon.com, and that is how you join people's Patreon. You make that first payment via the website, and that's what you're going to be charged moving forward. And you can still use the Patreon app even if you're making your payments via the website. It's just that you're not going to be charged that 30% extra or however much. Now, something that I have been encouraging Patreon members to do since the beginning, since I launched my Patreon, and I even mentioned this in the how to use Patreon video that I share when people are just coming in, enjoy Patreon via a laptop or desktop computer. This is how I use Patreon 99.9% of the time, unless I need to respond to a message or something like that, like an emergency situation, then I use the Patreon app. Almost always, I am doing my Patreon creator stuff on my laptop via the Patreon website. And I also enjoy the artist Patreons that I am a subscriber of via my laptop computer, not my phone, not a tablet or anything like that. So as I always say, the Patreon app is a nice to have, but it is definitely not a need to have to enjoy Patreon. And you can still use the Patreon app without having to pay for the extra 30% that Apple wants by just joining people's Patreon through www.patreon.com. Websites existed way before apps were even a thing, and I honestly don't even know why everything has to have an app nowadays. Maybe it's because I'm almost 40, but I like leaving things that I can enjoy in the computer, on the computer, and using my phone just for certain things. I really hate having to type things in a teeny tiny keypad on my phone and having to close windows and stuff like that in a tiny device. No. I think using Patreon and other websites on a laptop or desktop computer is way more enjoyable. But anyway, so that is all I wanted to say in this video. If you have any questions on anything, let me know and I'll do my best to answer. Or if I don't have the answer, I can reach out to the Patreon staff and let you know after. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day and see you very, very soon for another art video. Bye!